Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome to the 100th episode of Adam's Quest. I cannot believe that we have made it this far, you guys. Our tribe has been through so much, so many ups and downs and twists and turns, but now we're closer to Adam's home than we've ever been before, and I feel like our ancestors can sense that too. It almost seems like they sent little Molassie toward us because they knew we were getting so close. She's our very first oracle in the tribe. And if you're not familiar with that term, we called the creatures with the antennas oracles back on Whale Island because they can actually predict the future. At least a little bit. They're known for telling us when the weather is going to change. Right now it says it's going to be sunny and not very hot in 2 days. I think we have to skip the day again before that's going to change, so we'll check in with her as soon as everybody's all tired out. But I'm wondering if perhaps she was sent here for another reason too. Like maybe she can also sense more than just the weather. Our tribe has been having a few issues with the departed souls recently, the departed souls of our ancestors. That's why Syre was stuck on this island as a bluebird. And it looks like the other bluebird is also hovering very, very close. Do you think maybe this was Sunstone all along? It's odd that they're all just like dancing in the sky at the very same tile together, right overhead Syre as well. Syre did want to stay here to guide their children, so maybe this is actually their way of doing so. And I wonder if maybe it has something to do with meadowhawks so close by. It seems as if these 2 bluebirds have taken a liking to this pairing. I wonder if Syre feels a little flutter around him too. She's probably not quite sure why either. Meadowhawk is not exactly the most confident individual. He's very, very timid, quite shy, not really what she's used to, so she'd probably prefer to remove herself from the situation before it gets any worse. But I wonder if the bluebirds are making that particularly hard. I could see them like swooping around the skies, maybe dive-bombing her when she tries to move away, so that she has to stay by Meadowhawk. Maybe these 2 will bond out of it? I guess we'll have to see once we skip the turn. They'll have time to talk overnight at least, and he can share all of those poison berries just like he promised. Now it looks like our little crabbit friend passed away too. Oh, taken too many coconuts to the head, unfortunately. Well, Sand Dragon will gladly scoop you up. Yeah, I'm starting to think that that must not have been Sunstone after all. I really do believe that these bluebirds are playing a larger role. They're just too close together to not be connected. So now all of these coconuts are just for you, Sand Dragon. Let's scoot him over here. That way he should be able to pick up some more of the coconuts for his new baby sister, who looks so much like him. The only difference is the snout, of course, and those darker ram horns. I wonder if maybe we could have another baby between Seasong and Raveneye before she gets too old and passes away. I think we'll wait one more turn though. I would like her to just use this nest. So for now we'll bring her over here. She can pick up some of the grass and keep a very close eye on that bird. She doesn't know that this is Syre's spirit after all, so she thinks these bluebirds are just getting way, way too close to her babies. Way too close for comfort. Now, Seasong, I suppose you could come down here and knock down some of those coconuts for us. That way your son can pick them up with ease, and we might as well let you do a little bit of swimming. I'm sure your daughter would like to see your skills. And you can reveal the Piranha too. They're probably still lurking here, hoping that Raveneye is going to pick up some more leeches. I think that's why they're in the area in the first place. So now back to our oracle. If she can predict the future in a way, I feel like she sensed a disturbance within our gravediggers. That would explain her connection with her digging pod too. So maybe she's actually here to show Kurovan that side of his family. He didn't really have his father to show him how to put the lost souls to rest on the island, so maybe she can show him how it's done. I know we have a route way back here by the babies, so maybe she can guide him that way, and that would give her a good chance to meet the rest of our tribe too. So unfortunately that does mean that Beowulf is going to be left all alone, and I know that Kurovan is not going to be too happy about that. He really wanted to stay here to make sure he would be okay. I mean, Beowulf is out here looking for Piranhas, so it's certainly not an easy job. But you're just going to have to trust in him for now, and I'm sure that Kurovan would promise that he's going to be back soon. Let's have Molassie go ahead and pick up this grass right here too. I mean, we might as well since she has the extra turn. And then we'll scoot her right up here, That way Kurovan should be able to follow right around the thorns. Yeah, the bluebirds are coming right over. They're very, very interested in you, Molossi. They know that you're important too. So I think we're all out of turns now. Let's go ahead and skip the day. We're going to leave Raveneye right next to her baby, of course. Oh, we should have had her purr for her. Oh, that would have been very sweet. That way, just in case any harm did befall poor Damselfly, she would be just fine. Yeah, with the bluebirds so close, she has to be like really, really concerned about the health and safety of her child. But I did notice that the bugs are coming after you, Sunslash. Mulberry's misfortune strikes again. Thankfully, it doesn't look like it truly infected him, so he should be able to shake the swarm. But you're also going to have to convince Treasure that he needs to leave all of his precious berries behind. I suppose you could probably convince him to go around the thorns. We still have the berries over here for him to pick. And hello, little Piranha. Are you looking perhaps to take back your home? After Spook interfered. I wonder if this Piranha's trying to kite us away. Oh my goodness, it literally is. Okay, Sunslash. You come on up to the shore, and maybe over here? That way you can go back to looking for the fish, I guess. He can't scoop up the Piranha with one swipe, but if he finds any of those fish swarms, he is going to be in for a treat. That way you can keep an eye on your brother too. Hopefully Treasure will stay there to pick the berries for now. With that big tail fin of his, you know it's only a matter of time before he goes diving back into the ocean. So with the bluebirds rounding them up like this, I truly can't help but feel that eventually, Syre is going to grow soft to Meadowhawk's ways. In fact, if we scoot him over here, maybe he could offer up his place in this nest. It's not as though he's going to need it after all. She could just relax in the nest for a little while, he can offer her those poison berries, and her heart is going to slowly begin to melt. I mean, honestly, family is still quite important to Syre. I think that's part of the reason why she's kept these bluebird feathers so close. She is still Adam's heir after all. She's one of the few remaining creatures with a home island gene, so despite her mischievous bandit ways, family is still number one. So I don't think she's going to end up being like Spook. If they do potentially start a family together, even if she does take some grand voyage to find some distant resources, she's still going to return back to her family after some time. So should we give it a try? I mean, she's young too, so she'll get the chance to know her babies. I kind of feel like above all else that would be the most important to her. So let's see how we can shape their future. Since we're going to a mountain next, I kind of want to make sure that we're keeping the lean body out of their genetics. Like, we don't have access to the big body, unfortunately. We haven't been to any cold climates yet, so I think the next best choice would just be the medium body, right? If we place that into both of their mutation menus, hopefully that'll help override the lean body and the water body. Two things that are definitely not going to help them once it starts to get cold in the mountains. Syre's big ears might be an issue too. Should we maybe place the normal ears in one of our slots? I love the big ears so much, so it's actually going to be a little bit sad to see them fade away. But we have to make sure that our tribe is going to be able to survive as well. Oh, we should probably make sure that nothing's spawned out here too. I didn't sniff around. Gotta make sure there's no dangers in the swamplands before we start to have more babies. It looks like we're okay though. So go ahead and breed with Meadowhawk. And it looks like you two are going to be starting your own little family here. We'll probably have them clear out all of this grass so they'll have room to play, because who knows how long it's going to be before Syre decides to take her very first voyage out into the darkness. Do you think Damselfly would be okay if she scooted into the water next to her big brother? I wonder if she would be alright. I'm not sure, she's still so young with only one gem to her name, but I suppose, just like in Syre's case, we could just have Raveneye purr for her just in case she takes some damage. So jump on in here. Hopefully those bluebirds will stop eyeing you up now too. And we'll have Raveneye go ahead and let out a nice big purr for good measure. Damselfly is probably really excited to come down here and just see all the coconuts with Sand Dragon, maybe help him out with his job. She doesn't have the cracking skill, but that doesn't mean that she wouldn't try. Oh no, and it looks like she can't swim. Well, you keep a close eye on her, okay? I'm sure she'll be fine with that purring magic on her, but you can tell she's pretty reckless. I suppose part of her fascination could have also been the arrival of our very first oracle. Maybe she saw those glowing antennas in the distance, and she just wanted to get a closer look. So go ahead and breed with Raven Eye again. We'll scoot her back into that nest, and then let's see if Molassie can help guide Kurovan straight over to that root again. So if you scoot over here, she should be able to light up the way for you. Thankfully, we won't be settling her underneath any coconuts. But Kurovan is a different case. Oh no, it looks like he might be too close. He's a little bit too slow, actually. Maybe we'll have to move Sand Dragon out of the way then? If we just scoot him a little bit down the shore, then Kurovan can take his place right next to Damselfly. That way you can still see when Molassie digs up this root. We'll bring her right over here and have her paw at the ground, just to show you how it's done. She must come from a long line of grave diggers too, so she knows how important it is to set these souls to rest. Otherwise, they are just never going to leave our tribe. Oh, look at this. One of them has come over to say hello to Beowulf. I wonder if that means there's some danger lurking out here. Maybe they can sense that you're about to meet another challenge. I'm kind of tempted to have him swipe down one of these toxic berry bushes. I mean, it's not as if anybody's really around here to use it right now. Maybe we'll have him go ahead and just slice it down, for the extra food of course, since he doesn't have any berryinas to conquer. He wants to make sure that he's doing his part too. Can we go any further into the darkness? No, it looks like it's all penned in by thorns. So I guess that means we're going to have him go down the shore instead. Let's sniff around too, just in case. Well, there's some more of those berry bushes. Oh, and a root too. Are you kidding me? There was actually a root over here. Yeah, it must have been the roots leading her path, and that's how she knew that we needed her help. That should be the end of this turn though. I'm not sure if there's anything that Seasong could attempt to dig up. Now in the last episode he did actually dig up one of these worm piles, but since he's not one of the grave diggers, I'm not sure if it would really count as setting somebody to rest. It was certainly not his intention after all, and I feel like you kind of have to have that intention if you're going to do it. But I think we should be ready to skip the day now. So let's go back to Syre's baby. I'm super curious to see if she's going to have a daughter, because I feel like she would be a little bit more connected to them. Oh, it looks like it's actually a male baby. A purr-snout male baby, and look at that mask. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Those strange, like, bands right over his tail and right around his muzzle. That's actually super cute. He's a very unique baby. Not much like the bandits, but I wonder what that mask means for him. Tavanku is a cute name too. I don't think Adam's family has ever had that one yet. Sometimes these names tend to repeat themselves quite often, but Tavanku sounds new to me. Unfortunately, he does have the lean body, so our hopes of weaseling the normal body into their genes didn't work out this time. But I think that he's still going to make for a pretty good buddy for Meadowhawk. He'll probably stay right here with his father. So go ahead and scoop up those berries for your brand new little baby. Then you might as well clear out the grasses around here too. That way he'll have plenty of room to play. Oh, and it looks like this baby over here might actually have those grand poison fangs. Ooh, what an interesting baby you are. The stinky tail, the water body, just like your father. And that golden fur too. I love all those little freckles. Well, I think to go along with that big stinky tail of yours, we're actually going to name you Petaltail, which again goes side by side with all of his siblings and their dragonfly names. He is actually quite an interesting mix of his parents, the Berryina claw of his mother, the water body of his father. I guess that means he could go searching for some fish to scoop up. Ooh, and it looks like we found a shell over here. A wonderful offering from the Balance Sisters. I guess they like all the work that you're doing over here, Sand Dragon. So with her brand new family on the rise, Syre is thinking that it might be time for her to leave the nest. Maybe it's time for her to follow the old bandit's path and look for brand new homes to loot, brand new resources to take as her own. But I think she would probably notice those glowing antennas in the distance first, right over the thorns of the swamps. And in fact, I think if we take her around this way, we should be able to have these two cross paths. Now, Syre is a very greedy individual, and when she sees anything beautiful and unique, she wants to keep it as her own. Perhaps that would even play a part for the oracles too. So with this new voyage on her mind, she's going to try to whisk Molassie right off her feet. She's going to see if she'll travel alongside her, because I'm sure that she's very interested in her unique powers. Actually, yeah, we better see how that changed. Molassie is now predicting that in 4 days, the weather is going to be rainy. So in 4 days, Vankir will be supplying us with a brand new harvest. That's good information for any leader, but especially for Syre, who's looking for plenty of food to feed her baby. So I think that Molassie would agree, but not exactly because she appreciates Syre's brash nature. I think she realizes that Syre needs a little bit of guidance too, just like her brother. So she wants to point her in the right direction. Maybe we could even take it a step further and say that she's seen visions of this new land that we're going to as well. Our tribe has never seen a mountain before, so the idea of such a harsh and cold environment would be a little bit scary to them. Maybe she would even give them, what would you call it? Not a prediction. Like an omen? She sees the cold in their future and she knows that this shadowy tribe is not going to be able to survive. They're too small, they're too weak perhaps. But if they seek out the sun first, the strength of the sun, maybe then they'll be able to survive. So now Syre's voyage is going to have a brand new meaning. Maybe we could bring Molassie up here to try to clear out some of the grass for her too. But I'm also thinking that somebody else is going to want to join them. Little Damselfly with her second gem, she would actually make a pretty good protector for them. And since we know that Syre wants to band all the ladies together anyways, I feel like this would be pretty fitting. So let's have Damselfly dash out of the water, splashing everybody as she goes through, and she'll plead with our little bandit queen to let her come, but of course she'll scoop her up right underneath her wing. So if Molassie is going to be our navigator, that means we'll have to bring her to the front. Let's have her scoot up here. I guess for now she can just clear out some of this grass for us, right alongside the thorns actually. We're not too far away from Sunslash. I'm wondering if we should take the long route though, just so we can pick up any shells in the distance. We're not likely to find any food sources for them to pick up over here, so it might be a bit more beneficial to go along the shore. Let's bring Syre all the way down to her mate perhaps, just for one final goodbye. And then Damselfly can just tag along in her shadow. She's not going to get too far away, of course. Now I wonder if we need to bring Seasong over to their new little baby. Yeah, it looks like Raven Eye is just about to pass away. So this is going to be good practice for you, Kurovan. We'll bring her over here. You can pick up that nest, and then it'll be your job to guide her through this, Kurovan, before you return to Beowulf's side. In the process, I guess you might as well knock down some more of those coconuts, then you can settle down next to her for the night, and it gives Sand Dragon the opportunity to gather all of this delicious food. I think he is pretty much single-handedly feeding our tribe at this point. He is a surprisingly excellent little collector. Now with Beowulf on the mind, has he run into any bear hyenas out here by any chance? Nope, it looks like everything is still quite quiet. Maybe you want to go inland though? Since he is leaving himself vulnerable to the leeches at the moment, we don't want him to run into any trouble in the water. Yeah, still nothing out here, but this was the direction where Molassie came from, so if there are any more oracles, I guess they would be out here somewhere. And once again, it looks like we have another route out here too. I swear she just followed every last one of these routes straight over to our tribe. I can't see it happening any other way. So as for you guys, we just have a few more of those poison berries to collect. And then Sunslash? I guess you might as well hop into the tide pools. It seems like all of your fish have disappeared though. I wonder if he's going to have to find one of the water-breathing plants if he wants to catch more food for his tribe. But once again, we should be ready to skip the day. So we're going to be saying goodbye to Raven Eye. She's leaving behind so many babies though. So many babies who love her so much. Oh, but has she left us a shell? Oh my goodness, where did that come from? Well, Kurovan, you better scoop that up before you set off and search for some roots to bury her. I suppose we might as well bring him over here by Beowulf, since he wants to go check up on him anyways, and we know there are plenty of roots in the area. Let's have him scoot his way around. Big old Sand Dragon, of course. One last goodbye to this family. Man, this is where all of our water-breathing plants are. Maybe that's part of the reason why the Oracle wants us to find the sun too. The strength of the sun to bring with us to the mountains. If he was over here, he would be able to go diving into the ocean with no trouble whatsoever. We wouldn't have to worry about him drowning because there's so many plants for him to gobble up. So you've said your last goodbyes, Syre, and with just a couple of berries to tie you over on the road, we'll bring you down here to the shore so you can guide everybody over to the ocean. Damselfly is still a little bit injured, but thankfully with Syre's healing powers too, she should be able to ensure that her band is in tip-top shape. Why don't we have Molassie come down here too? It could be like an act of solidarity maybe. One big grand purr before they set off on their adventure. And honestly, it's not very much of an adventure. Not with their goal right around the corner like this. But we'll still give them some time to explore this area before they decide to go back home. So I don't think there would be any question in their mind once they saw these two brothers and their giant bodies, of course, that golden fur just like the sun. This is definitely who Molassie wanted them to find. I don't think it'll be very hard for them to convince Sunslash to go with them either, because despite how well suited he might be to the mountains, he's actually struggling quite a bit out here in the swamps. He just can't shake Mulberry's bugs. But Syre should be able to get them to skitter away with their big stinky tail, so that's a good way for her to gain their trust at least. Oh, I kind of want to bring Treasure down here to pick up those berries too, but I know that the bugs are going to get him. Would it be worth it? I mean, we do need the food. Let's bring him over here. I feel like he would be far too greedy. He wants to live as recklessly and carefree as his father after all, so he's going to go down here and pick up those poison berries. Sunslash, meanwhile, can scoot over here to get to know these new creatures. We'll have him clear out the area so we can see them a little bit better. And I wonder if he would find eyes for Molassie. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Molassie does have the big body and her inactive traits. So from a gameplay standpoint, this would probably be the best pairing for us to pick, because then we should be able to breed the big body onto our babies quite easily. So this vision of this grand, sunny creature may have stuck in her mind, but I don't think even she realized how fond she would grow of him. We'll still need some time to get to know each other, of course, but they have plenty of time left to start a nice big family, and so many nests over here. Though I would say that Syre is likely to take the permanent ones. If she's following the bandits' ways, that means that she is also not going to be building any of her own nests. The bandits never were very good at that. Now, Tavanaku might not be able to pick up the poison berries, but he's going to make sure that his father is kept very safe, of course. He can purr some soothing songs right in his ear as he gathers up all of that food for us. And how many days do we have left before the rain? 3 days now, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get our harvest in this episode, but hopefully in the next episode things will change. Now I want Beowulf to go further into the grasses, but I also don't want him to lose his way. Maybe we should have him scoot on back here to clear out some of the grass. That way Kurovan should also be able to find him, as long as that grass doesn't grow back at least. That would actually be a pretty good way for him to mark his path. Yeah, Kurovan can come up here to pick up the poison berries. I bet that's why he's actually marking the path right here. He knows how much Kurovan wanted something to snack on, of course, so he wants to make sure that he sees that as soon as he arrives. Now as we change Petaltail's gem over to the color of the nights, I think it's just down to Seesaw. I'm not sure if I want him to return to the sea or not. Do we really want his soul to be trapped too? There's nobody here who could possibly save him. Kurovan is not quite skilled enough for that yet, so I think he's actually going to stay here on the shore. He would probably want to pass very close to his mate anyways. He's seen 2 of his loves pass away in his lifetime now, and he wants to make sure that his spirit is very close. So one last time, let's go ahead and skip the day, just to ensure that no other dangers will make themselves known. No Berginas? Oh, but you've found a baby back here? Oh, that's surprising. Wait a second, before we end the episode? Oh no, he's so skittish. Is he perhaps one of the Oracle's children? Wait a second, does he have the toxic body? Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this baby. How cute is he? He looks like he has a gigantic beard. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. That mask looks perfect on him. Well, Devon, I'm not sure if you're one of the oracles, but it seems like you're poking around the roots nonetheless. Ani actually has a scorpion tail in his inactive traits. He has some different immunity genes too, which is always good to see. In fact, we might be able to breed him with one of our females if they end up liking him enough, of course. No, who picked up a leech? Oh, it was you. Oh no, Kurovan. You're going to have to rush to go find Beowulf then? But he has to travel along the shore too? That's not good. We might have to see if Sand Dragon can save you then, if we can pry him away from all of his precious coconuts, because you're going to be a delicious snack for the piranhas if you're not careful. So I guess in the next episode, we'll finally welcome Sunslash into our folds. Hopefully he'll be willing to drag his little brother along too. Oh no, it looks like Mulberry's misfortune got to him instead. He's feeling too tired to go on. I guess his father's passing finally caught up with him. Maybe somebody else is going to have to skitter on over there and see if they can cheer him up. Maybe it'll even be little Damselfly. I know she's still very, very young, but I can't see her leaving him out there to fend for himself. Her family was super close too, so she knows they have to stick together. Now with the addition of the oracles in our tribe, this is a brand new era for Adam's Quest. What other mysteries do you think Molassie will reveal to us before she passes? Maybe her children will even hold those same powers too. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!